From the newest ban list, our copy of Invocation got unlimited from limited free, which means we can play free-to-play Invoked Elementsabers. This deck was really good back in the day when it was first released, because the deck could make very powerful invoked fusion monsters again and again. So Konami had to limit both Alistair and the field spell to free, and also Invocation, but now it's unlimited. They also had to nerf Sorcery Conduit, which we are playing right now. It used to have a life point cost of 1500. It used to have a life point cost of 1000, and now it became 1500. Yeah. So before you can trigger the skill using Cosmic Cyclone, but now you couldn't. But for this free-to-play version of the deck, we can only play a single copy of Alistair anyway, because we can only use a single box for our deck. So we can only play a single copy of Alistair and 2 copies of Elemental Lords, but since Invocation is now unlimited, we can make this deck possible. So even though we can't play 3 copies of this field spell, what we can play 3 copies of is the trap card, Elemental Training. It is a R rarity Elemental Saber card, which allows you to special summon Elementsabers from your deck by tributing any monster, as long as it has a different attribute than the monster you tributed. So you can also use this effect to tribute Alistair, which gives you extra advantage because you can use Invocation for monsters in the graveyard. So what you can do is normal summon Alistair, search Invocation, and before you use your Invocation, you can use the effect of Elemental Training, tribute your Alistair to summon any Elementsaber, and then you use your Invocation and banish the Alistair from the graveyard, so you can have more card advantage. Anyway, the reason why this deck was so good before was because of Elementsaber Molhu. This is a Book of Moon in a monster effect. It says once per turn quick effect, you can send a Elementsaber monster from your hand to the graveyard and then flip a monster face down. You can flip your own monsters like Book of Moon. And even though it requires you to send monsters from your hand to your graveyard, you can change this effect using the field spell, which instead allows you to send monsters from your deck. Which means this singular card is a Book of Moon every single turn. And it can also be searched with your field spell, which also has the effect to search any Elementsaber monster from your deck, but you will have to skip your next battle phase, so you will have to keep in mind. Anyway, our second best Elementsaber monster is Elementsaber Lapolia. It has a spell and trap negate by also sending an Elementsaber monster from your hand to the graveyard, which again can be changed to the deck using your field spell. It is only a rare rarity card, so we can play 3 copies of it. And some other Elementsabers that we are playing are Mallow, Aina, and Makani. Their effects don't really matter, they're just there as additional Elementsaber monsters. Because if we don't draw a copy of Palace, we will have to discard from our hand. So it's best to play more Elementsabers so we actually have something to discard. For our staple back row, we can play a single copy of Enemy Controller. We can play 2 copies of World Legacy Clash, 2 copies of Network Trapple because it is from the same box as the Elementsabers and Alistair. And then we can play a single copy of a Pointer because it triggers a skill with its 2000 life point cost. Of course, you can play other Sable Traps if you want, but this is a free-to-play deck, so we are just picking the cheapest ones. For the extra deck, we can't play Purgatrio because it is not in the same box. And also we can't play Cositas because it is banned. So the only two fusion monsters we can play for Invoked is the Earth Invoked and the Dark Invoked. And we are also playing some Xyz monsters in Dreadnought and Super Quantal Mechking and good old Link package. If only we went first, then we could set Network Chapel and then completely negate his I guess counter his Void Feast, because we can banish all of the monsters that he summons, use it with Void Feast face down. Anyway, let's just summon the Polio, and now we can negate his spell, his Void Feast or whatever. Oh wait, he doesn't have anything to send with Void Feast, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay then, I guess we still have a Polio, and then we can activate Pulse. I won't use its effect now because I kinda don't want to skip my next battle phase. And then I guess let's attack. We do have enough attack to beat over his Zekatron. Just bump into it. It's Void Purification. What does this do? Semi phase. You can add Inferno. No, let's not do that. That's not very cool. Let's not do that. Negate. We do have a Network Chapel, so if he tries to revive his Inferno, we can banish it face down, which is pretty cool. Assuming that he doesn't do this. But because now he has a monster with level 10, he can't summon his Infernoids, which is a pretty dumb move if you ask me. But pretty good for us. Anyway, we can summon, and then we can set, and then we can just keep beating over his stuff. Yeah, we just beat over his monsters. Yeah. He locked himself. Inexperienced Infernoid player. I mean, I've done that a lot myself when I was playing Infernoids. But yeah, if you're playing Infernoids, don't do that. Don't summon Decatron and mill a big monster when you're trying to OTK, because you can't do anything after that. It destroys all monsters, right? Yeah, it destroys all monsters. You can destroy all other monsters on the field. Okay, so first of all, we will activate Network Chapel so that he actually gets banished. And we'll wait and see if he has a response. And then he tributes himself. Okay. And I guess does he have enough for... Yeah, he still has enough. He can summon another one. But he still can't do enough for lethal. Yeah, he's gonna make the Deviati and destroy everything else. And then, oh, he can negate my monster effect. That's not really good. I'll just use Alistair, and he has to negate me, right? Because if he doesn't, I just win. I guess he won't. Do I have an Earth in my graveyard? No. Okay, let's change the attribute so we actually have an Earth monster in the graveyard. Earth monster. And yeah, in this case, the Earth Invoked is probably the best, even better than Purgatrio, because it has a high attack. So let's do that. We will... I guess he's not gonna negate me, okay. Interesting choice. I mean, even if he negates me, his field will be empty because he has to tribute an Infernoid monster to negate. So I guess he doesn't have a choice anyway. Okay, let's do this. We'll activate Alistair now, so he now has a dilemma. If he negates me, his field will be empty. If he doesn't negate me, I can just beat over him and I win. Yeah, there we go. Let's go! Who needs Purgatrio anyway? Oh, that's not good. Why did we draw Invocation? Again, let's summon Lapolia. Set Clash Pass. I mean, if our opponent is playing Infinities, we can negate his launcher. Assuming that he doesn't have another one. Anyway, he is thinking, because I don't know if he can... Yeah, he is playing Infinities. I think he's trying to think of a way to play around my Spell and Trap negate, because he can't do anything if I negate his a launcher. He's gonna make the Charge Warrior, okay. But that still doesn't deal with my Lapolia. Yeah, he's just gonna end turn, okay. We'll activate skill to get a copy of Alistair. Normal as Infernity player, as an invoked player, you will set your Alistair instead of summoning it if you already drew Invocation, just because when you set your Invoker, you can't be disrupted. And the reason why we're not summoning the Earth one is because we can't OTK him anyway. So if we attack with the Earth one, we don't have anything to protect against his stuff. Yeah, if we summon the Earth one, he can just begin comboing off, which is not good, since we can't OTK him. But now, since we have Elemental Training, we have a disruption. That means we can start making some big fusion monsters. We'll turn this to Earth, so we can actually summon the Earth one. And it's fine if we don't win this turn, because we can disrupt him. And then we will use the effect of Invocation, recycle back Alistair. And then set our training. And then battle. You know what, we'll just wait for our opponent and see what they're trying to do. And depending on what he's attempting to do, we will summon the Molhu instead. I think it might have been a better idea if we negated the launcher, if we immediately used training to make the spell negate, but anyway. Let's make Molhu in defense. And then discard the Mallow and flip the Archfiend down. He's probably playing Link Monster, so we're not flipping the Sage. I don't see any links. Anyway. I guess he can just attack and then release. Yeah, that is pretty close. I think if we actually summoned the Lapolia instead of the Molhu right in the beginning of their turn, we can negate their launcher, then the entire combo just disappears.